tag for a single block. Does that make sense?
So I'll read your DNN block, but I don't want to read your family block.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
When the family wants to read the family block, but they don't want to read your DNN block.
Exactly, yeah. And we're going to talk more about that when we start talking about marketing your blog. But yeah, that's exactly right. You know, that maybe when you talk about DNN, you're very passionate, and everybody's like, "Oh man, he writes great," and then you start talking about the marble getting bought out, and you're like, "Man, that guy can't write." You know, I don't want to read that stuff. So, you know, there's some examples for you. Did I answer your question okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to look at the blog module. Any other questions before I move on to that? All right. So, I don't have it installed here yet. This is a DNN 511 site. I found a bug, not a blog. I found a bug the other night trying to install the blog module on a fresh install of 512, and it doesn't install. Well, it installs fine, but you can't create any blogs anywhere for any reason, anytime. Okay? So if you have DNN 512 site, I would say hold off and adding the blog module to it until whatever that bug is that's fixed. I already submitted it to Gemini, their support tracking system, so I haven't heard anything yet.
If you loaded it up in 5.1, and then when you upload, will it, or upgrade, will it still work?
I haven't tried that scenario yet. I haven't had time, unfortunately.
I was talking about it, I upgraded from 4.9 to 5.1. I couldn't blog anymore, so I just had it rolled back.
Yeah, you want to be careful when you upgrade. Good thing you could roll back, right?
Yeah.
We can talk more about that at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to start from the beginning as if we've never installed the blog module. Oh, I should have rejitted this. Oh, it's going to take a minute. Well, that's coming up. There's my site. That's where I blog. Not much to say about it. Got a blog module here. Oh, all right, here we go. All right, so to install any module, we of course have to be a DNN host. So I'm using the default credentials. This is a local site here. So I wouldn't be using these default credentials if this is a live site. But since this is a DNN 5 site, I'm going to go to hosts and extensions instead of module definitions that we're used to right now. Now, the DNN blog module right now is still packaged as a version 4 module, so we're going to have to, one of the things they did for backwards compatibility is you can still install a DNN 4 module in DNN 5, so we're still good there. So I just went, I don't want to go too fast, sorry. So I went to the extensions page, and I go to the actions menu there, do the install extension wizard, because modules are one of the extensions you can install, and then we browse for the install package that we saved somewhere in the wide world of data files.
Isn't it available as an already available module?
I'm sorry? It is. Oh, let me show you that too, before I do that. One of the things you can do is if you click add module to page in your control panel up here, you expand that, click add module to page, and it usually does something else.
You added the HTML module to the page.
Oh, they moved the link, I'm sorry. I know what used to be there. They used to say add
New extensions.
yeah, add new extensions. They moved it. They messed me up. Alright, so let's find where that is now.
Scroll down.
So, extension wizard. That's interesting. Maybe if we filter by modules. They took that away, it looks like.
It might be under modules.
I got so used to doing it. Oh, that's a good point. I think it is there. I think I have seen it there.
What version is this?
5.1. So it's one build version back.
It's installed.
No, they took it away.
No, it's there because I used it the other day.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to waste time looking for it. So, well, any more time. All right, so we went to extensions. We go to install.
Whoa.
Install available. Ah, there it is.
They made it much easier for you.
See, that's what, yeah, there you go. No, but for those that don't believe me, I'm serious. That link used to be right here. All right, sorry. All right, so we go to install available extensions. That's one of the ways we can do it. Now, what we're looking at here is only if this is a module that's a DNN core module. Okay. Now, the reason I didn't go into here is because I don't necessarily know that the DNN blog module, this one right here. I don't, 351, I don't know necessarily that that's the most recent version, so what I might have done myself, because I'm kind of, I hate when that happens, I'm gonna have to get rid of that plugin, I think. Because I'm kind of, what's a nice way of saying anal retentive?
Anal.
Okay. I would myself, I would have gone to the downloads area on the DNN site and made sure that was the most recent version and probably downloaded it there. Now I could just check that checkbox and sometimes it really kills me. Bye-bye Zoom it. Zoom it sometimes likes to play with my mouse in Firefox. Actually all browsers, I don't know why. So my scroll button does that. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. So I would have gone to Codeplex and gone the most recent version. When I go here, if you go in here instead, I can check that checkbox and then scroll down to the bottom and install selected extensions, and it'll just install it, and you won't see anything happen. You'll just get returned to this extensions page. But because I have a little bit of OCD as well, I like to go here because I like to see the log to see what happened. So I like to browse for it and install it the way you do with any other module. It's not a core module. And it happens, 351 is the most recent version. Alright.
Do you have did you download every available module?
Well, that's taking a while. That's not that I just want to download them all. That's come over time. So I went and selected it, I clicked next, and that plugin is really hosing. Hold on just a second, let me restart that browser. I've got to stop using that Zoom It. Anybody else have a problem with Zoom It tool? No? Yay, we're all good again. Alright. Hopefully I don't have to log back in. Yay, okay, there we go. So, we're back to the step we're at. Now the first step, it takes you through the manifest and reads a few things. I'm just going to breeze through this because this isn't really what we're here for. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and accept the license. Click next. And wait for a moment, because this is the step that we're actually is installing the module. Oh, and on a side note, since this is taking a while to load yet, when I was at Jack's Code Camp, I got pulled aside actually for the store. I had an e-commerce question, or a bunch of people actually, asking about storefronts in DNN. And one of them mentioned, you know, one of our people that we work with, they say, don't do, whatever you do, don't use DNN for anything. It's so hard to install a module. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second, let me show you something. And so, you know, in a matter of like less than 5 minutes, I went and found a module, installed it, and showed them. They're like, well, that wasn't hard. I'm like, thank you. And that guy happened to walk by, and they gave him something. They ribbed him for it. But anyhow, all right. So I installed the module. This is what you would usually see, but going through that other user interface, you wouldn't see this. So it would just take you back to the extension page, and I don't like that. I like to see if an error happened. Okay, and this will tell you. And fortunately, there's no error. Okay. So everybody clear and installing the module? I didn't want to go too detailed for it, but I just wanted to show you installing the module. Alright, now when I click return, it's going to take me back to the extensions page, but it's taken a few minutes. If you're not familiar with ASP.NET type processes, right now it has to reload the cache because a new DLL got dropped in the bin, so it's refreshing everything. Okay? So it'll take a moment because it's so difficult to install this. And so, in that same demo, within 30 minutes, I also demoed to them installing a module from a source package, and I also showed them how to manually do it without manifest, and they're laughing. All right, anyhow, okay, so we're back there. So now we have a blog module. I'm going to go ahead and create a page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, because we need to have a page to put our blog module on. And once we put it on there, you're going to see something that, if you haven't seen the blog module before, you're going to see something that may confuse you. Alright, so I just created a page that everybody can see. Alright, here it is. There's nothing on there. Now what I want, since we're talking about the blog, I want to put the blog module on the page. I'm just going to add it to the page. I select it, put it in the content pane. No big deal. Now, if you're using the blog module for the first time, this is really going to confuse you when all this stuff gets dropped in the